What's up, guys? This is going to be kind of a random little video, but I figured I'd record it and just kind of record all of the work I'm doing on the car since I have a lot I want to do to it, and a lot of it's little stuff that doesn't really deserve its own video, and I figured I'd add some more like vloggy, just working on the car type videos on the channel just for those who are interested, and not just the big stuff that's like Focus ST oriented or whatever. It's just my personal car. If you watched the last video, you will know that I repainted my bumper, and it's looking pretty good. I almost think I don't even want to mess with wet sanding it. There's just one bad run, which you can see right there, of clear. So I'm just going to sand that and wet sand it, and then I think the rest I'm just going to just straight polish it, and not even wet sand it because I don't really want to mess it up. And I'm going to need to polish the whole car anyways. I haven't washed it in months just because it's not finished. I just finished the side skirts the other day. I should have added that in this video, but I added those little rear pieces. I made those in another video and I didn't like them, so I made new ones. And I used thinner plastic that I got from the plastic supplier. It's 1/8 inch ABS. It's a lot easier to bend and make stuff like that. So that's what the canards are going to be out of. I'm going to make front tire block plates to keep the air from hitting the tire on the splitter, and then I'm going to remake these rock guards here. These are from Mega Chip Solutions. I have a video installing them. They're great. The only thing is they just don't work super well with my custom aero, and just since I have OCD, I'm wanting to make the materials match and make them a little smaller. But I do highly recommend these. These are great if you have a track car, or even if you just daily drive your Focus and go through puddles and mud and stuff. They keep it off of the car and also keep rock chips from coming up if you have like sticky tires and race. It protects your car a lot, and they have a great fit and finish. If you have an aero kit, it depends how you want them to fit. They do a great job making them fit to the side skirts and everything and the factory holes. It's just with the side skirts, I'd prefer there not to be a gap here. So I did alter mine a little bit and drill new holes to lower them so they kind of be below the side skirt, but I think I'm going to just make my own out of ABS and have them be a lot smaller and just basically prevent this side skirt is painted by me, and my last one got messed up from rock chips. So I'm just going to take these off and make like a really small rock guard that'll just go along here and then come up here just to keep this paint from getting chipped and making the clear peel and whatnot. But that'll probably be for another video. I don't know if I'm going to decide to do that today. But what we are doing today is finishing up the bumper. It's not going to be put on yet because I need to order a new grill. I am going to probably finish making my custom grill. I just don't think that I'm going to want to keep it in. If for some reason it turns out really nice, then I might put it in. But I'm also going to get new fog light trims for there, because I tried to do forged carbon on mine and it didn't turn out perfect enough for me, so I'm not going to put them on. But I might finish those later down the line. I just don't have the patience for it right now. And then I have new yellow fog lights. Those will be going in. I actually can throw those in today because those need to go in before that piece. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then we need to put the plastic and where it attaches up here and just the structure back in the bumper. So I'm going to do that. And then we're also going to put the Ford badge in. When removing it, I messed up the OEM one because I jammed the screwdriver too hard and dented it, and I'm not going to get a new one because I don't even use this badge anyways. I have this carbon badge from Zen Carbon Fiber, and I'm actually going to be selling something similar on Nickjoenap design soon. I'm just working out stuff with the suppliers because it is a lot more cost effective to do that than to make these myself. But it's like a shell. It's a full carbon shell. And the thing is when it fits in here, it doesn't touch. So I'm gonna have to layer some tape in there to get it to stick, but we'll clean that and get this put in. And basically just get the bumper ready to go on until I get the pieces I'm missing, which will be a while. And then I think in a future video, this is a 3D printed bracket for the rear bumper because both of mine broke. So that'll be going in. I don't think I'm going to mess with that today. I need to take the rear bumper off and probably leave it off until I start designing the diffuser. And also I'm going to put a tow strap in the rear somewhere, and it's probably going to have to be drilled through the bumper. So I'm going to work on that while the bumper's off for the diffuser design and fixing those brackets. As far as the front goes, I did have a tow strap in this hole, if you've seen my video on that. I'm going to switch from that. You can see the metal's kind of bent here because I actually was towed from that strap. I got stuck in like a little ditch in the snow, and some guy in like an old Blazer helped me hook a chain up to it, and he yanked it out really hard. And it didn't break anything. It broke my grill, which started the whole making a custom grill project. But it did bend this metal a little bit because it is pretty thin. I mean, you can tow from it and it's not going to break anything, but it's not proper. And also, I'm kind of tired of the whole tow strap look. I'm going to do it on the rear because I think it's the only way it's really going to work. But I'm going to get an ADF fabrication mount that goes here, and it basically just bolts in right here and then has a screw for a tow hook to go in. And then I'm going to get a racing front tow hook that has a GoPro mount on it. If you know anything about racing, they have really quality parts and they look really good, and I'd rather have a tow hook on the front, and I'll just drill a hole through my new OEM ST grill and just have that poke out. And it'll have a red tow hook that comes out, and then it also has a GoPro mount on the top, so I can screw my GoPro into it for autocross events and stuff, and I don't have to worry about the suction cup mount, which is really nice, and I really like that. So that's the plan. Obviously, money and time is a limiting factor, so right now everything is going into swapping the brakes to Brembos, which comes to my next point. With these two blue cans of paint here, I'm going to be changing the color scheme up a little bit. I'm sure you can see that I do red, black, and white, and I'm swapping to RS Brembos and bigger brakes in the rear with the Franken brake conversion, which will be a Mazda 5 rear brake bracket, and then I can fit an RS rotor in there. And I have everything ordered for that. It's all ready to go. I just got to wait for the brackets to get here, and then I can paint them, but that'll all be in the brake video. But my pads are almost done, and I got a really good deal on some front Brembos that already have the braided lines and everything. So the only thing is they need to be painted, and I want to go with the OEM RS blue color, so that's why I bought these two blue cans of paint. When I got one, I didn't like the color, so I ordered another. So today we're going to test these two colors and see which one I like best. The one I like best is going to go on the brakes, and the other one is going to go on other stuff. So what we're going to paint today with the color I don't like is the front of this snorkel here. I'm going to take my Instagram sticker off and then take this cap off around here, which I glued on, so that's going to be kind of annoying. But I messed it up sanding it the other day too, so that kind of turns out good anyways. But I'm going to take this off, and we're going to paint it that blue color so it matches the brakes, so there's kind of something else accenting it. And then see, did I hit my headlight too? Apparently I did. I scratched my headlight. I didn't even know I did that. Okay, that'll have to get wet sanded out. I might go ahead and do that today. But the brakes will be painted. Then I'm going to get a front strut bar. It's going to be a Megan Racing one, and it has two side brackets, and the middle part is like aluminum, and it's polished and has welds on it. So I'm going to leave that because it looks cool. And it'll also go with a polished coolant reservoir that's on order because mine cracked and is leaking. But I'm going to paint the two side brackets here that same blue color. I'm going to get AWR rear and side motor mounts, hopefully, eventually, and those are going to hopefully be that blue color too. So those will match that. And then in the rear, I'm going to get a massive rear strut brace, and those come painted in nitrous blue, so that's also going to be blue. And then I've also got taillights I want to do. Gonna fix my RS wing and make a little custom bit for it. I might take the roof wrap off because I did a bad job right here, and I'm just not really loving the quality of it, so I think I might just take it off. I want to do hood vents and the roof, and the hood need to be wet sanded and polished because the previous owner had stripes on the car and messed it up, and it's always bothered me. So basically right now I'm just trying to take care of everything that bothers me and finish up the build, and then whenever everything is done that I want, which I might need to do some adjustable stuff in the rear suspension and whatnot whenever I swap tires, but I just want to finish everything out with the build, and then the last thing I'll do is probably go big turbo. I don't know if I want to go aux fuel or not. I want to keep the car reliable. It's getting close to 100,000 miles, so I might kind of just go for like a 360-ish horsepower range. I want to get a G25 550 and have an external wastegate. So that's for sure. Maybe a 2867 if I can get a good deal on it and also get the external wastegate. But that'll be later down the line. So enough talking. Let's go ahead and get started with getting this bumper back together. I'm also going to put these black mirror caps on today because I think the gloss black looks really good with my sequential turn signals that are gloss black. I just don't really love the carbon on the mirrors. I want it to match, so we're going to do that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. This video is already longer than I thought it was going to be with just all my talking. So I'm going to go ahead and get started and get this bumper back together. I'm going to go grab the fog lights, and then we'll get it put back together so it'll be ready to go when the rest of the parts are here. Okay, so I tested the two colors. This is the difference. I'm going to use this one on the brakes because it's a little bit lighter and closer to the RS blue color that's on the brakes, and then I'm going to use this one since it's only slightly different. I'm going to use it on the other stuff that doesn't matter as much, and hopefully just go with that, and it should look close enough from apart because the brakes are going to get dirty, and the RS color is brighter anyways. So that's what I'm going to be using to paint my brakes. I got this on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's called Ford Blue actually. I don't really know for sure, but that's what I'm going to be using. I might need to get more paint, but hopefully this will be, I think this will be enough for the strut bar and the front intake snorkel. So we're going to go over here, and I've already got it sitting in a box, and we're going to go ahead. I'm going to paint the back first, and then once that dries, I'll flip it over and then paint the front, and then we'll put that clear on it. So in the meantime, while that was drying, I went ahead and assembled the bumper. I got the badge on there, and I got the plastic back in there. I put some Aerospace 303 protectant on it to make that plastic look nice again. And then you can see I've got the gold fog lights in there now. And that's pretty much it for this. They're all plugged in. I'm going to have to wait until I get the fog light surrounds and then the grill to go in there before I worry about putting it back on. And I got to make the splitter anyways. So I'm also going to put a part of a plastic here whenever I make the splitter. That will be part of like the air dam. I'm going to make an air dam to keep air from going in between the bumper and the splitter to make it more effective. And that includes just this gap under here that I need to block off. So I'm going to make a piece that goes up over this because you can see my repair job is not the most beautiful thing in the world. And I'm also going to use that to funnel air into the intercooler. It'll just kind of ramp up into the intercooler, and that'll be that. And then I also think I'm going to make some ducts that will duct air. Whenever I get my new grill, I'll probably, I don't know if I'm going to shave it in the middle, because shaving the grill actually makes it less aerodynamic, believe it or not. The Ford engineers know what they're doing. People on Facebook who think shaving the grill helps, it doesn't in every case. If you have like an oil cooler or something, then yes, it probably helps because then you can mount it to your crash bar. But essentially the part behind the grill blocks you from seeing the crash bar, which doesn't really matter because you don't need air going into the crash bar. Then it just gets trapped in there and goes out the sides. But whenever this is blocked off, you have air just going into the radiator and just into the intercooler here where you need it. And it creates less drag by letting all that air get in here and get trapped in there. It will push some of the air out to the sides, and then the rest of it will be directed more directly into the radiator. Or if you have an aftermarket crash bar, then yeah, shaving it is probably good, and it looks better, obviously. So we'll see what I decide. As long as you can see my intake snorkel with it, I'm probably going to leave it. And then I'm going to make some ducts, I think, that will go right here to make sure that air doesn't go around the intercooler, that it'll go in. And then same with the radiator. I mean, I know it has a fan, but I'm probably just going to block this off so that air is forced into it. Just because I never want to have any issues with cooling. And sometimes the oil gets a little hot. And I'm going to get hood vents too, and just help keep all the temps down, because this car does go on frequent road trips on the highway. And when you're out in the country on the highway, you tend to be going faster than you do in the city, so it's kind of like a higher RPM for a longer amount of time. Car gets hot, but then also I want to take it on track days and whatnot. So that is that. I'm just going to do all that while I have it off, just trying to do everything right and make the car perfect while I'm at it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish painting the snorkel, and while I do that, I'm going to go ahead and throw those gloss black mirror caps on. So the carbon mirrors are off, and I got the black ones on. Super easy. You just tilt your mirrors down, and then there's two clips in there. You pop down with a screwdriver, pull them out, snap the new ones in. Easy. I think that looks a lot cleaner, especially with the black roof. Which if I do take that off, it'll either get redone or I'll just paint it black. I don't really know what I'd want to do. But yeah, that's that. So that looks better. For the intake snorkel, I just put the layer of clear on that. So all that has to do is sit out and dry. And then we'll put that on. And then I got to figure out where I want to store this big old bumper so that it doesn't get damaged before everything gets finished. Alright, so I believe this is dry by now. It actually turned out really good. It turned out super glossy. The paint laid down really nice. While I was waiting for that clear to dry, I went ahead and whipped up these little rock guards, rock chip guards out of some thinner ABS plastic I have. And I believe I'm going to be selling these on my website under Nickjoenap Design soon. Because I really like how they turned out. I only made them for the front because I'm not going to run them in the rear, but I'll probably make a rear set if I decide to sell a kit. They're just self-tapped in there. I moved my fender liner behind the fender. It's normally in front of it and clipped into it, but whenever you put on rock guards with the fender liner in between there, it leaves this big gap in between, and you can see the fender liner, and I didn't like that, so I put it behind there and cut a little slit in it right here so that it could fall behind there, and then I just self-tapped it in, and then I aligned it right here with the splitter, and then it fits flush underneath. I couldn't do that with the Mega Chip ones because they were curved right here to fit the side skirt, which is nice, but it just doesn't fit my aero. I'm just now realizing there's a huge nick in that. I need to fix that. But I really like how these turned out. I think the thin plastic looks really great, and the textured finish matches the textured finish here. Obviously, it's super dirty, but once I fix that, I think they'll turn out great. You can see they're pretty, they're not too big. They just stick out a little bit. Just enough to keep rocks from destroying that side skirt, and probably might keep some puddles off of it, but you can see they still sit sunken in compared to the tire. So that's that. So I'm going to go ahead and attach the snorkel onto the front of the car. I'm debating just throwing the bumper on the car because I don't know. It's pretty easy to take off, and I don't really have a place to store it. I just don't want it to get messed up, obviously, but I mean, it's definitely dry, so I might just go ahead and throw it on, and then whenever it comes to making the splitter and stuff, I will probably go ahead and get the shape of the splitter made with the bumper still on, and then move from there. So I'm going to go ahead and get this on, and then we'll see if I want to put the bumper on or not. Alright, so I pulled it out into the sun, and I am more than happy with how the bumper turned out. I honestly thought it was going to turn out worse than it did, and it honestly looks amazing. The color is like almost perfect. The front of my hood has been like repainted. You can see the previous owner, I don't know what they did, but I'm going to wet sand and correct the whole hood and do a really thorough polish on the car once everything's done. And that's probably going to be after I take the roof wrap off and I fix my RS wing, and then we're going to get the paint on this car completely situated. But it looks super good. I can't wait to have the fog light pieces in and the grill, and then have that piece down there covered, and have the splitter on. It's going to look really good. You can even see there in the sun how bad the hood looks. Here is the blue snorkel under there. It's a little darker than I wanted it to turn out to be, but it's okay. It doesn't really matter that much. I am seeing it. It got scuffed somehow up at the top, but oh well, you can't see it that much. It'll be behind the grill once the new grill is on anyways, so it'll be fine, but it looks good. And it'll match the same color as the other stuff that I paint with that same paint, so it won't really matter that much. But that's in there, and the brakes are coming soon. All the parts are in the mail, and then I'm probably going to need a couple days to get that done where I don't have to go to school or work, and should be good to go. But that is pretty much it for this video. It was a nice productive day. I got several little things that I wanted to get done on the car done. And it is a little bit easier on the eyes with the front bumper on. But that's pretty much it for this video. Stay tuned. I've got parts on the way, so we're going to have some better videos coming soon that aren't just working on random little things. I've got a new coolant reservoir. I'm going to get the new front strut bar. Got the stuff for the front bumper, brakes. I'm going to do a separate video for the splitter. Diffuser. I'm going to do canards. I want to get hood vents. I already went through all this stuff. I don't know why I'm repeating it. But as far as videos that are coming next, it's that stuff, and then also working on my RS wing. I don't know when I'll do that, but I really want to get the RS wing back on there. It needs to be repainted. I'm going to make a custom piece for it using some ABS plastic and 3D printing stuff. I just have to get the CAD done for that, because I got to design some pieces for it in CAD and get them 3D printed for that video. That's pretty much it. Please follow me on Instagram at Nickjoenap, and check out Nickjoenap Design on Instagram, or www.nickjoenap.com, and you can check out some of the products I have available. It really helps support the channel and the build. It may not seem like it, but all of that stuff really helps with getting this done. And just keep, it's not getting it done, but getting my ideas into fruition, and being able to keep putting money back into the business to get new products out there. I have a lot of stuff I want to do, but I just have to have time to design and make things and make it to a level of quality that I'm okay selling. That's pretty much it. Please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.